The first book of Moses. Commonly called Genesis. 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. 2. The earth was formless and empty. Darkness was on the surface of the deep. And God's Spirit was hovering over the surface of the waters. 3. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. For God saw the light, and saw that it was good. God divided the light from the darkness. 5. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. There was evening. And there was morning, the first day. 6. God said, "Let there be an expanse in the middle of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." 7. God made the expanse, and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse, and it was so. 8. God called the expanse sky. There was evening and there was morning, a second day. 9. God said, "Let the waters under the sky be gathered together to one place, and let the dry land appear," and it was so. 10. God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters He called seas. God saw that it was good. 11. God said, "Let the earth yield grass, herbs yielding seeds, and fruit trees bearing fruit after their kind, with their seeds in it, on the earth," and it was so. 12. The earth yielded grass, herbs yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit, with their seeds in it, after their kind. And God saw that it was good. 13. There was evening and there was morning, a third day. 14. God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs to mark seasons, days, and years." 15. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. 16. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He also made the stars. 17. God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light to the earth. 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. God saw that it was good. 19. There was evening and there was morning, a fourth day. 20. God said, "Let the waters abound with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth in the open expanse of the sky." 21. God created the large sea creatures, and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarmed, after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind. God saw that it was good. 22. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful, and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." 23. There was evening and there was morning, a fifth day. 24. God said, "Let the earth produce living creatures after their kind, livestock, creeping things, and animals of the earth after their kind," and it was so. 25. God made the animals of the earth after their kind, and the livestock after their kind, and everything that creeps on the ground after its kind. God saw that it was good. 26. God said, "Let's make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." 27. God created man in his own image. In God's image He created him, male and female He created them. 28. God blessed them. God said to them, "Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it. have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. 29 God said, Behold, I have given you every herb yielding seed, which is on the surface of all the earth, and every tree which bears fruit yielding seed. It will be your food. 30 To every animal of the earth, and to every bird of the sky, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food, and it was so. 31 God saw everything that he had made. And, behold, it was very good. There was evening and there was morning, a sixth day. Genesis chapter 2. 1 So the creation of the heavens and the earth and everything in them was completed. 2 On the seventh day God had finished his work of creation, so he rested from all his work. 3 And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he rested from all his work of creation. For this is the account of the creation of the heavens and the earth. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. 5 Neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth. For the Lord God had not yet sent rain to water the earth, and there were no people to cultivate the soil. 6 Instead, springs came up from the ground and watered all the land. 7 Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. 8 Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden, in the east, and there he placed the man he had made. 9 The Lord God made all sorts of trees grow up from the ground, trees that were beautiful and that produced delicious fruit. In the middle of the garden he placed the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. 10 A river flowed from the land of Eden, watering the garden, and then dividing into 4 branches. 11 The first branch, called the Pishon, flowed around the entire land of Havilah, where gold is found. 12 The gold of that land is exceptionally pure, aromatic resin and onyx stone are also found there. 13 The second branch, called the Gihon, flowed around the entire land of Cush. 14 The third branch, called the Tigris, flowed east of the land of Ashur. The fourth branch is called the Euphrates. 15 The Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden to tend and watch over it. 16 But the Lord God warned him, You may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden. 17 Except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat its fruit, you are sure to die. 18 Then the Lord God said, It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is just right for him. 19 So the Lord God formed from the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would call them, and the man chose a name for each one. 20 He gave names to all the livestock, all the birds of the sky, and all the wild animals. But still, there was no helper just right for him. 21 So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. While the man slept, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the opening. 22 Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib, and he brought her to the man. 23 At last, the man exclaimed, This one is bone from my bone, and flesh from my flesh. She will be called woman, because she was taken from man. 24 This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife. And the two are united into one. 25 Now the man and his wife were both naked, but they felt no shame. Chapter 3. 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any animal of the field which Yahweh God had made. He said to the woman, Has God really said, You shall not eat of any tree of the garden? 2. The woman said to the serpent, We may eat fruit from the trees of the garden. 3. But not the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden. God has said, You shall not eat of it. You shall not touch it, lest you die. 4. The serpent said to the woman, You won't really die. 5. For God knows that in the day you eat it, your eyes will be opened. And you will be like God, knowing good and evil. 6. When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took some of its fruit, and ate. She also gave some to her husband with her, and he ate. 7. Their eyes were opened, and they both knew that they were naked. They sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves coverings. 8. They heard Yahweh God's voice walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh God among the trees of the garden. 9. Yahweh God called to the man, and said to him, Where are you? 10. The man said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid myself. 11. God said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? 12. The man said, The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me fruit from the tree, and I ate it. 13. Yahweh God said to the woman, What have you done? The woman said, The serpent deceived me, and I ate. 14. Yahweh God said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed above all livestock, and above every animal of the field. You shall go on your belly, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. 15. I will put hostility between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He will bruise your head, and you will bruise his heel. 16. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bear children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. 17. To Adam he said, Because you have listened to your wife's voice, and have eaten from the tree, about which I commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of it. The ground is cursed for your sake. You will eat from it with much labor all the days of your life. 18. It will yield thorns and thistles to you, and you will eat the herb of the field. 19. By the sweat of your face you will eat bread until you return to the ground. For you were taken out of it. For you are dust, and to dust you shall return. 20. The man called his wife Eve because she would be the mother of all the living. 21. Yahweh God made garments of animal skins for Adam and for his wife, and clothed them. 22. Yahweh God said, Behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Now, lest he reach out his hand, and also take of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. 23. Therefore Yahweh God sent him out from the Garden of Eden, to till the ground from which he was taken. 24. So he drove out the man, and he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way, to guard the way to the tree of life. Chapter 4. 1. The man knew Eve his wife. She conceived, and gave birth to Cain, and said, I have gotten a man with Yahweh's help. 2. Again she gave birth, to Cain's brother Abel. Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. 3. As time passed, Cain brought an offering to Yahweh from the fruit of the ground. For Abel also brought some of the firstborn of his flock and of its fat. Yahweh respected Abel and his offering. 5. But he didn't respect Cain and his offering. Cain was very angry, and the expression on his face fell. 6. Yahweh said to Cain, Why are you angry? Why has the expression of your face fallen? 7. If you do well, won't it be lifted up? If you don't do well, sin crouches at the door. Its desire is for you, but you are to rule over it. 8. Cain said to Abel, his brother, Let's go into the field. While they were in the field, Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him. 9. Yahweh said to Cain, Where is Abel, your brother? He said, I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? 10. Yahweh said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries to me from the ground. 11. Now you are cursed because of the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. 12. From now on, when you till the ground, it won't yield its strength to you. You will be a fugitive and a wanderer in the earth. 13 Cain said to Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear. 14 Behold, you have driven me out this day from the surface of the ground. I will be hidden from your face, and I will be a fugitive and a wanderer in the earth. Whoever finds me will kill me. 15 Yahweh said to him, Therefore whoever slays Cain, vengeance will be taken on him sevenfold. Yahweh appointed a sign for Cain, so that anyone finding him would not strike him. 16 Cain left Yahweh's presence, and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. 17 Cain knew his wife. She conceived, and gave birth to Enoch. He built a city, and called the name of the city, after the name of his son, Enoch. 18 To Enoch was born Irad. Irad became the father of Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methuselah. Methuselah became the father of Lamech. 19 Lamech took 2 wives, the name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. 20 Adah gave birth to Jabal, who is the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. 21 His brother's name was Jubal, who was the father of all who handle the harp and pipe. 22 Zillah also gave birth to Tubal-Cain, the forger of every cutting instrument of brass and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. 23 Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. You wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have slain a man for wounding me, a young man for bruising me. 24 If Cain will be avenged 7 times. Truly Lamech 77 times. 25 Adam knew his wife again. She gave birth to a son, and named him Seth, saying, For God has given me another child instead of Abel, for Cain killed him. 26 A son was also born to Seth, and he named him Enosh. Then men began to call on Yahweh's name. Chapter 5 1 This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him in God's likeness. 2 He created them male and female, and blessed them. On the day they were created, he named them Adam. 3 Adam lived 130 years, and became the father of a son in his own likeness, after his image, and named him Seth. For the days of Adam after he became the father of Seth were 800 years, and he became the father of other sons and daughters. 5 All the days that Adam lived were 930 years, then he died. 6 Seth lived 105 years, then became the father of Enosh. 7 Seth lived after he became the father of Enosh 807 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. 8 All of the days of Seth were 912 years, then he died. 9 Enosh lived 90 years, and became the father of Kenan. 10 Enosh lived after he became the father of Kenan 815 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. 11 All of the days of Enosh were 905 years, then he died. 12 Kenan lived 70 years, then became the father of Mahalalel. 13 Kenan lived after he became the father of Mahalalel 840 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters 14 And all of the days of Kenan were 910 years, then he died. 15 Mahalalel lived 65 years, then became the father of Jared. 16 Mahalalel lived after he became the father of Jared 830 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. 17 All of the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, then he died. 18 Jared lived 162 years, then became the father of Enoch. 19 Jared lived after he became the father of Enoch 800 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. 20 All of the days of Jared were 962 years, then he died. 21 Enoch lived 65 years, then became the father of Methuselah. 22 After Methuselah's birth, Enoch walked with God for 300 years, and became the father of more sons and daughters. 23 All the days of Enoch were 365 years. 24 Enoch walked with God, and he was not found, for God took him. 25 Methuselah lived 187 years, then became the father of Lamech. 26 Methuselah lived after he became the father of Lamech 782 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. 27 All the days of Methuselah were 969 years, then he died. 28 Lamech lived 182 years, then became the father of a son. 29 He named him Noah, saying, This one will comfort us in our work and in the toil of our hands, caused by the ground which Yahweh has cursed. 30 Lamech lived after he became the father of Noah 595 years, and became the father of other sons and daughters. 31 All the days of Lamech were 777 years, then he died. 32 Noah was 500 years old, then Noah became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Chapter 6 1 When men began to multiply on the surface of the ground, and daughters were born to them. 2 God's sons saw that men's daughters were beautiful, and they took any that they wanted for themselves as wives. 3 Yahweh said, My spirit will not strive with man forever, because he also is flesh, so his days will be 120 years. For the Nephilim were in the earth in those days, and also after that, when God's sons came in to men's daughters and had children with them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. 5 Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of man's heart was continually only evil. 6 Yahweh was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him in his heart. 7 Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the surface of the ground, man, along with animals, creeping things, and birds of the sky, for I am sorry that I have made them. 8 But Noah found favor in Yahweh's eyes. 9 This is the history of the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. Noah walked with God. 10 Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. 11 The earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. 12 God saw the earth, and saw that it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. 13 God said to Noah, I will bring an end to all flesh, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Behold, I will destroy them in the earth. 14 Make a ship of gopher wood. You shall make rooms in the ship, and shall seal it inside and outside with pitch. 15 This is how you shall make it. The length of the ship shall be 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. 16 You shall make a roof in the ship, and you shall finish it to a cubit upward. You shall set the door of the ship in its side. You shall make it with lower, second, and third levels. 17 I, even I, will bring the flood of waters on this earth, to destroy all flesh having the breath of life from under the sky. Everything that is in the earth will die. 18 But I will establish my covenant with you. You shall come into the ship, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. 19 Of every living thing of all flesh, you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ship, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. 20 Of the birds after their kind, of the livestock after their kind, of every creeping thing of the ground after its kind, 2 of every sort will come to you, to keep them alive. 21 Take with you some of all food that is eaten, and gather it to yourself, and it will be for food for you, and for them. 22 Thus Noah did. He did all that God commanded him. Chapter 7 1 Yahweh said to Noah, Come with all of your household into the ship, for I have seen your righteousness before me in this generation. 2 You shall take 7 pairs of every clean animal with you, the male and his female. Of the animals that are not clean, take 2, the male and his female. 3 Also of the birds of the sky, 7 and 7, male and female, to keep seed alive on the surface of all the earth. For in 7 days, I will cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. I will destroy every living thing that I have made from the surface of the ground. 5 Noah did everything that Yahweh commanded him. 6 Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters came on the earth. 7 Noah went into the ship with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, because of the floodwaters. 8 Clean animals, unclean animals, birds, and everything that creeps on the ground. 9 Went by pairs to Noah into the ship, male and female, as God commanded Noah. 10 After the 7 days, the floodwaters came on the earth. 11 In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on that day all the fountains of the great deep burst open, and the sky's windows opened. 12 It rained on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. 13 In the same day Noah, and Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife and the 3 wives of his sons with them, entered into the ship. 14 They, and every animal after its kind, all the livestock after their kind, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, every bird of every sort. 15 Pairs from all flesh with the breath of life in them went into the ship to Noah. 16 Those who went in male and female of all flesh, as God commanded him, then Yahweh shut him in. 17 The flood was 40 days on the earth. The waters increased, and lifted up the ship, and it was lifted up above the earth. 18 The waters rose, and increased greatly on the earth, and the ship floated on the surface of the waters. 19 The waters rose very high on the earth. All the high mountains that were under the whole sky were covered. 20 The waters rose 15 cubits, higher, and the mountains were covered. 21 All flesh died that moved on the earth, including birds, livestock, animals, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, and every man. 22 All on the dry land, in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life, died. 23 Every living thing was destroyed that was on the surface of the ground, including man, livestock, creeping things, and birds of the sky. They were destroyed from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those who were with him in the ship. 24 The waters flooded the earth 150 days. Chapter 8 1 God remembered Noah, all the animals, and all the livestock that were with him in the ship. God made a wind blow over the earth, and the water subsided. 2 The deep's fountains and the sky's windows were also stopped, and the rain from the sky was restrained. 3 The waters continually receded from the earth. After the end of 150 days, the waters decreased. For the ship rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, on Ararat's mountains. 5 The waters receded continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were visible. 6 At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ship which he had made. 7 And he sent out a raven. It went back and forth, until the waters were dried up from the earth. 8 He also sent out a dove to see if the waters had gone down from the surface of the ground. 9 But the dove found no place to rest her foot, and she returned into the ship to him, for the waters were on the surface of the whole earth. He put out his hand, and took her, and brought her to him into the ship. 10 He waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out of the ship. 11 The dove came back to him at evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had gone down from the earth. 12 He waited yet another 7 days, and sent out the dove, and she didn't return to him any more. 13 In the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried up from the earth. Noah removed the covering of the ship, and looked. He saw that the surface of the ground was dry. 14 In the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dry. 15 God spoke to Noah, saying, 16 Go out of the ship, you, your wife, your sons, and your sons' wives with you. 17 Bring out with you every living thing that is with you of all flesh, birds, livestock, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, that they may breed abundantly on the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply on the earth. 18 Noah went out, with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives with him. 19 Every animal, every creeping thing, and every bird, whatever moves on the earth, after their families, went out of the ship. 20 Noah built an altar to Yahweh, and took of every clean animal, and of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. 21 Yahweh smelled the pleasant aroma. Yahweh said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, because the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. I will never again strike every living thing, as I have done. 22 While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night will not cease. Chapter 9. One God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, Be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth. 2 The fear of you and the dread of you will be on every animal of the earth, and on every bird of the sky. Everything that moves on the ground, and all the fish of the sea, are delivered into your hand. 3 Every moving thing that lives will be food for you. As I gave you the green herb, I have given everything to you. 4 But flesh with its life, that is, its blood, you shall not eat. 5 I will surely require accounting for your lifeblood. I will require it from every animal, and from every man's brother I will require the life of man. 6 Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed, for God made man in his own image. 7 Be fruitful and multiply. Increase abundantly in the earth, and multiply in it. 8 God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, 9 As for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your offspring after you. 10 And with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and every animal of the earth with you, all that go out of the ship, even every animal of the earth. 11 I will establish my covenant with you. All flesh will not be cut off any more by the waters of the flood, and there will never again be a flood to destroy the earth. 12 God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. 13 I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it will be a sign of a covenant between me and the earth. 14 When I bring a cloud over the earth, the rainbow will be seen in the cloud. 15 And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The waters will no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. 16 The rainbow will be in the cloud. I will look at it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. 17 God said to Noah, This is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth. 18 The sons of Noah who came out of the ship were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham is the father of Canaan. 19 These three were the sons of Noah, and from these, the whole earth was populated. 20 Noah began to be a farmer, and planted a vineyard. 21 He drank of the wine and became drunk. He lay uncovered in the middle of his tent. 22 Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his 2 brothers outside. 23 Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, went in backwards, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away, and they didn't see their father's nakedness. 24 Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his youngest son had done to him. 25 He said, Cursed be Canaan. A servant of servants will he be to his brothers. 26 He said, Blessed be Yahweh, the God of Shem. Let Canaan be his servant. May 27th God enlarge Japheth. Let him dwell in the tents of Shem. Let Canaan be his servant. 28 Noah lived 350 years after the flood. 29 All the days of Noah were 950 years, then he died. Genesis 10. 1 Now this is the history of the generations of the sons of Noah and of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Sons were born to them after the flood. 2 The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. 3 The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. For the sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. 5 Of these were the islands of the nations divided in their lands, everyone after his language, after their families, in their nations. 6 The sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. 7 The sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabtika. The sons of Rama, Sheba and Dedan. 8 Cush became the father of Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. 9 He was a mighty hunter before Yahweh. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before Yahweh. 10 The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. 11 Out of that land he went into Assyria, and built Nineveh, Rehoboth-ir, Calah. 12 And Rezin between Nineveh and Calah, the same is the great city. 13 Mizraim became the father of Ludim, Anamim, Lehabim, Naphtuhim. 14 Pathrusim, Casluhim, which the Philistines descended from, and Caphtorim. 15 Canaan became the father of Sidon, his firstborn, Hate. 16 The Jebusite, the Amorite, the Girgashite. 17 The Hivite, the Archite, the Sinite. 18 The Arvadite, the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. Afterward the families of the Canaanites were spread abroad. 19 The border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as you go toward Gerar, to Gaza, as you go toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, to Lasha. 20 These are the sons of Ham, after their families, according to their languages, in their lands, in their nations. 21 Children were also born to Shem, the elder brother of Japheth, the father of all the children of Eber. 22 The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Arpachshad, Lud, and Aram. 23 The sons of Aram, Uzi, Hul, Gether, and Mash. 24 Arpachshad became the father of Shelah. Shelah became the father of Eber. 25 To Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided. His brother's name was Joktan. 26 Joktan became the father of Almadad, Shalef, Hazarmaveth, Jerah. 27 Hadaram, Uzal, Diklah. 28 Obal, Abimael, Sheba. 29 Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. 30 Their dwelling extended from Mesha, as you go toward Sephar, the mountain of the east. 31 These are the sons of Shem, by their families, according to their languages, lands, and nations. 32 These are the families of the sons of Noah, by their generations, according to their nations. The nations were divided from these in the earth after the flood.